And now the results are in. Taking the podium this month for the Cycling Men of Leisure:
Franklin Johnson, Alex Bell, Barbara Sharp, Mandy Johnson, Kip Uthold, Joe Grammer, Dennis Keeler, and honorable mention, Keith and Melanie Erickson.
No kissing of the cheeks, no prize money, no champagne. Just our undying gratitude and the smug satisfaction of getting every regular show 2 days before the general public.
That's right. That's 48-hour gap. Not even Puja. You know what? Toddy can close that.
There's a kind of adventure you only find when you're not in a hurry. This is Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. Stories from the open road where routes are questionable, the stops are intentional, and leisure isn't a reward, it's the plan. If you're looking for speed, well, you're lost. But if you're looking for laid-back adventure, good stories, and even better company, welcome home.
Welcome back to Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. As usual, I am Adam. I am lucky enough to be joined with my good friend all the way from Central Time, Kansas, Mr. Michael Sharp.
Thank you, sir. Happy to be here. We've been a little busy the last couple of weeks.
Yes. This is if you are not into the Tour de France, you have not heard from us. But if you are, you're sick of us.
You've heard us every day for the last, 19 days? So
yeah.
For anybody who doesn't know or hasn't been following or whatever, we have done a mini podcast series called The Leisure Breakaway, which is we follow and give kind of updates every day, every stage of the Tour de France. We've still got 3 days left, I believe. And we've been doing that every single day. And it's been an experience. And so if you're interested and haven't checked that out, certainly go and check it out. There's a whole mess of them out there. But that has created a little bit of logistics, I will say, as far as trying to get those done every single day, which we've managed to do, and then do our regular show. So we might be a week late on this one, but don't worry. We're getting this out. So,
hey, we've got a lot of exciting stuff. I mean, this is going to be a jam-packed show. So, if you haven't heard, you can now watch us at 3 platforms. So, if you are paying attention to the tour, you know that I've mentioned a few times that we are now on Spotify video. We originally started out on YouTube video. Actually, correction. We never thought about turning this into a video show whatsoever. But, as people like to scroll or what they call it, doom scrolling forever. But people like to scroll. People like to watch. People like to see facial expressions or us making fun of each other or that I can't pronounce 50% of French words or 95% of anything. But if you like to watch us, we originally started out up on YouTube just to answer the void of those who may want to watch. Throughout the process, we were selected on Apple Podcast. It was our platform offered us based upon hitting some certain numbers that you and I never even expected to reach out to, but did come. And so we decided to get on Apple Podcast because it offered video and audio. From a production standpoint, it was nice for us because we only had to upload one place. And so it allowed us to have video in multiple places. Well, there's a lot of people that we're very aware that are not Apple fans. We understand that. I mean, some people like their Android, some people like different platforms, but Spotify seems to be another in the realm of YouTube. And Spotify, based upon some numbers that we reached, also invited us to be on their video platform. So if you like video and you like to watch us, you have 3 options currently. You have YouTube, you have Apple Podcasts, and now you have Spotify. So I'm proud to tell you that. So that's something that has come up. Now, what Michael and I have definitely come to realize is lots of different branches of how to follow us. I mean, and we know you all are following us, and we know the community is paying attention. So we have spent a lot of time, a little bit of money. Everything takes a little bit of money. We are proud to tell you that we are in works, very close works of releasing a brand new webpage. Why is that important? The webpage is going to have Listener Spotlight Awesome page, all the towns that have been guessed, winners, clues.
The clues.
If you haven't heard this episode, you'll be able to go to the Spotlight page and you'll be able to be like, all right, what was the clues? And we will not give it away on the webpage until the next episode comes out. And so that way, at all times, if you're like, man, what were those guys' clues? And you want to look at the clues, you can see that. We have a new blog page where it's every episode we've ever done. You want to go back and see what clowns we sounded like in the first couple episodes. Easy. Go to season 1. You go over there. You can see them.
Has that stopped?
No,
I mean, we still sound like clowns. So.
No, we just paid more money to sound like clowns. That's all. You'll be able to go see where we put our money and say, well, do the boys sound any different? Because they both are broke. But no, I'm just kidding. You upgraded, I think, 2 seasons ago to a nice, beautiful microphone. We keep trying new things. Our platform keeps coming up with new things, and we're testing some of it we love, some of it we don't love. And so, true to our roots, we wanted to always do it our way. So, the web page is also going to have stores and all kinds of good stuff, all essentially located, which a web page should be. Don't get me wrong. We admit that our webpage was, we give it a C-. We just tried to maintain it. So, but
that's generous. C- is generous. We've failed on the website up till now, but that is being remedied through the hard work of mostly Adam. I'm not going to take a lot of credit for it, but
that's okay. I kind of have
a content advisor on the website. How about that?
That's right. You know what? Oh, I should give you credit on the back page. Content advisor, Michael Sharp. No, it's pretty cool, and we're able to do a lot. We're able to do more, and so we're pretty excited about that. So it's going to be when I say a centrally located place, you can follow us at your local podcast place. You can follow us on other places, but if you would like to get more of the content, one place to see everything, it's going to be. I'm pretty excited about it. I know that you and I both know what it is, but it's very clearly marked where if you want to watch or listen or whatever you want to do, the Strava Club is going to be there. If you don't know, Cycling Men of Leisure has a Strava Club. Doesn't cost anything, totally free, but it's all the like-minded people of our community. There's an easy place on the webpage for that. So we're looking at maybe a couple weeks we'll have that, depending when you hear this, of course, but a couple weeks from July 23rd, I hope to have it live in action, and we're close. So anything to add?
No, it's going to be great. It's going to be a way, a tool, really, for the community to really gather around, come together, for us to communicate in another way other than us sitting here talking, for us to provide pictures and things like that. And on there's going to be a page on how you can get involved as far as interacting with us, be it through our voice recording thing that we have, or sending us an email, things like that. So it's going to be a central location for the community. So it'll be exciting. Can't wait till we get that finished up.
If anyone is a techie and they really like technology, we are actually going to be using Cloudflare, which is one of the fastest delivery systems as well. So we also know on our webpage, we were using a previous provider, and things would be a little bit slower to load sometimes, almost like the old days when you had AOL and you'd be like, oh, let me look at a picture of that race car, and it would go line by line by line. We've actually been places where we're trying to do research for our own podcast, and we're like, oh, it's on the webpage, and we click on it. It takes forever to load. So it's really snappy. So we're pretty excited about that. So anyways, enough about that. It's just a webpage. We know there are thousands, but millions probably. But just wanted to talk about that. Before we jump into everyone's favorite segment, Listener Spotlight, I have to mention Dennis Keeler. Dennis Keeler has given us an email here, and he says, "Hey guys, haven't been able to send any input to you guys. Not good with technology." I'm not making fun of you, but anyways, just wanted to say hi, and I'm really enjoying the extra podcast with the tour. Nice work, guys. Yes, as Michael mentioned, we are doing it every day. I remember us sitting during production saying, "Hey, let's do a marathon of episodes." And I remember thinking, no big deal. We'll jump on for a few minutes a night. Won't be that big of a deal. Well, we've gone through storms, power outages, travel, and trips, but by gosh, baby, we've kept it together. So I'm pretty excited about that. So
I've sat at a corner, a public corner in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and recorded a couple episodes because that's the only place I can get internet service. But we're making do. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been a great learning experience. So,
well, as people have requested, we have a tune, and as opposed to me giving you the old tune of My Voice of Listener Spotlight, let me give you the tune now, sir.
You're clipped in and you're dialed in. You ride along with us every spin. Time to shine. It's your moment now. Listener Spotlight, take a bow.
No, I love that. Great introduction. All right. I will give you the clues, and then we can go from there. The clues that I provided on our last episode were as follows. It is truly a community of first. The town changed names and hands several times. This town, has a house named for a piece of ordnance. It is truly the home of leaders. And it is named for a town in Europe. And maybe the next time you visit this town, you might want to look up to the sky for financial reward. Any guesses?
We didn't get any of the community members, but I didn't actually expect it because they probably think we've just been going yammering on about a little race over in France. So, but I am thinking
it's not St. Louis.
Calais, Maine.
Calais, Maine?
Yep.
Is there such a place? Or did you just make that up?
I actually cheated. And it says that there's a meteorite fireball was observed in the sky, and a museum offered $25,000 for it. So, on behalf of Adam
and Michael,
we both want to say thank you
for your support.
Okay. Well, that it is not Calais, Maine, but I guess I'll accept that meteor falling from the sky as some kind of financial reward. No, our listener spotlight city is Lewes, Delaware.
Lewes, Delaware. Okay, now I am intrigued. Tell us about Lewes, Delaware.
Lewes, Delaware. It is truly a community of first. It is the first settlement in what they consider the first state. So it's the first European settlement in Delaware. Delaware is considered the first state because they signed the Declaration. Their state representatives signed the Declaration of Independence first. So they've got that designation. The town changed names and hands several times. It had the native Delaware people. The Dutch controlled it. The English controlled it. It was named Swan Valley before Lewes, so a lot of changes there. The town has a house named for a piece of ordnance. That is the Cannonball House, which now houses the Maritime Museum. War of 1812, the British Royal Navy came in and bombarded the city, and a cannonball got lodged in this house, and it is now the Cannonball House. It is truly the home of leaders. 6 different men who have served as the governor of Delaware are from this community. It is named for a town in Europe, and that is Lewes, England. And here's the one I know you're waiting for. Maybe the next time you visit the town, you might want to look to the sky for financial reward.
I'm excited. I actually am. I'm intrigued.
2013, a helicopter dumped $10,000 in multiple dollar denominations over Lewes Harbor, and this was to fulfill a local deceased resident's last request. So his request is take $1, $5, $10, $20 bills worth $10,000 and just dump them over the bay. And so that's what they did.
Well,
so you can imagine everybody's out there in their fishing boats and their shrimp boats and their luxury yachts or whatever with big nets trying to scoop all this money up. It had to, I should look up some pictures because it had to be quite the sight.
And were people in the harbor collecting the money?
I'm assuming. I mean, I don't think it would have been a secret. And I'm assuming as soon as people saw dollar bills falling out of the sky, they hopped in their boats to try to get as much of it as they could. So just, some crazy things happening there in Delaware back in 2013.
I love it. Lewes, Delaware. Thank you all, listeners. Thank you to the community, but this time especially Lewes, Delaware. Now, with the webpage, it'll automatically update the way that I've got all the APIs set up, and that will then fill in on the webpage. At the end of this episode, I assume you'll have another one for us.
I will.
Absolutely. And the API will also update on the webpage for the clues. So, don't scroll down too far if you don't want to know the answer, but you'll be able to see the clues and, of course, the one before. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So thank you, everyone from Lewes, Delaware. Too bad I wasn't in the harbor like 13 years ago.
Yeah, it would have been nice to just been like, oh, we're, out on the harbor going to take a cruise. And all of a sudden this helicopter just starts raining money from the sky.
Can I talk about a little bicycle ride? One of the longest, oldest bicycle rides in the world.
Tour de France?
Well, yeah, we got a mini series. Just kidding. But I'm going to talk about RAGBRAI 53.
Going on right as we speak. That's
right. RAGBRAI 53. Currently, they've completed 315.5 miles through day 5. They have 391.4 miles total to ride. The advertised ride of climbing is going to be 16,027 feet, give or take that extra hill to get to your charter, as you and I found out the hard way.
There's always a hill to get to the charter.
That's right. It's like only one more mile. Where is it? Keep going.
It's up that hill.
But you know the difference of RAGBRAI now, sir. There's no signs. They're not allowed to put signs. Like we used to find OOS or
like the charters can't put signs out to
BBC today in the BBC. So
that makes it fun.
Yeah, not. I mean, I love the signs. It kind of is like, oh look, there's a sign. Where is it? Turn there. Turn.
Kind of like hunting Easter eggs. It's like, oh, there's the next sign. Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe something there at the end to kind of turn it into a game.
Well, that's right. I mean, that kind of was fun, except for you and I kept having to keep going because I don't know why.
The charter that was on the complete other side of town, which was horrible, except the next morning, sometimes it worked out really well because we were already a mile into the next day's ride.
That's true. And I want to be honest, there were pros and cons to that because sometimes the pro was we were already down the road. The con was there was no gas stations, no Casey's.
Yeah, we were past the edge of town, so there was no convenience store to stop and grab that donut.
So RAGBRAI is in day 5 of day 7, crossing Iowa. Riders completing Thursday's Marshalltown to Independence leg have covered that distance, 315, as I mentioned, using the published stage distances only 76 miles to reach Dubuque. This is the shortest RAGBRAI route in record, but it's still ranked as the 10th hilliest. I wanted to break down some of the weather on Sunday, as we mentioned on the mini podcast, but if you haven't been listening to that, Sunday, big hot day, 91 degrees. On Monday, 96 degrees, the hottest days, and extreme climbing on Monday. They went from Harlan to Guthrie Center. And then the next day on July 21st, major temperature improvement. It dropped to 83 and 60 degrees at night. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's, if you're camping, that would be good weather to camp. On Wednesday, they went from Boone to Marshalltown, 62 miles, and relative comfortable 59 degrees at night, 81 during the day. Not too bad. And today they did something really cool. They went from Marshalltown to Independence. Today was the Century option. It was, for everybody, it was 81.4 miles. They had the Karis Loop, which was 100 miles, but then they had the double loop, and there was a challenge coin. And Wade Paul, our good friend, if you've been listening to the mini series, you know he's added a lot. Thank you so much for what you've added. But today he sent us a picture of his challenge coin, 200 miles. Impressive. I mean, that was impressive. I mean, it was a beautiful challenge coin, really nice token piece to take home. So Wade did 200 miles today. Tomorrow he's going to do 42 miles. That's like a drop in the bucket. So it's the shortest recovery stage, going from Independence to Dyersville. And then the last day, Saturday the 25th, Dyersville to Dubuque, only 33.7 miles. It's short, but a very hilly final. So
Dubuque sits right on the river, and there is some good sized bluffs there. You know what's in Dryersville, don't you?
Is that the baseball field?
Field of Dreams.
Field of
That's
Dreams.
right. I've been through there twice on rides. So yeah, it's a good time.
I have some notable stories from RAGBRAI 53.
Okay.
All right.
What do you got?
Oxygen Girl. Now, 2-3 years ago, we actually saw some pictures. I don't ever remember riding near or around her in our time, but I definitely saw some pictures because she would ride with oxygen tanks. And so it says, Barbara Oxygen Girl Heenan returned to RAGBRAI after receiving a lung transplant. She previously rode while carrying oxygen tanks. She had to miss the 2025 ride due to recovery, but in 26, she's back on the route. And ladies and gentlemen, without oxygen tanks, which is just amazing.
All right. Awesome.
Geographical Center of Iowa. On Wednesday, the route passed near Iowa's geographical balance point. Organizers and local landowners plan to recreate a photograph taken there in 1979 and provide a sign where riders could mark the unusual midpoint visit. Shortest does not mean the easiest. 391 miles. RAGBRAI is the shortest, although it makes it the 10th hilliest of all 53. So pretty cool. An Iowa classic, the event's water tower logo. It represents the landmark riders search for on the horizon as they approach each town. You and I, sir, since there was nothing else to do out there, we actually counted water towers one time. So the theme also recognizes Iowa's 180th anniversary and the United States' 250th anniversary. And lastly, the Eastern Iowa Finish Friday brings a shorter stage into Dyersville and the Field of Dreams area. Saturday's final continues to Dubuque, where riders traditionally celebrate by dipping their front tires into the Mississippi River. So very cool. I'm really happy. I know Keith and Melanie. If you look at our Strava page, you can see that Andrew Thrill. We've got your friend Mark. I call him Matt. He's out there. We've got Melanie and Keith out there. So a lot of good people out in RAGBRAI. We hope that you finish strong and safe and get back to your families. So,
and I had one more thing to add.
Yes,
Another
sir.
little RAGBRAI tidbit,
Love
which
it.
I thought was very interesting. Wednesday, which would be yesterday, in the meeting town of Nevada, there's a bridal shop there called Something Blue. they put on a Las Vegas style wedding chapel for any riders wanting to renew their vows. How cool is that?
I think that's actually pretty cool. You don't know this, but here in Michigan, there is a really weird coffee shop that allows free weddings and wedding renewals on Valentine's Day. And so if you and your wife ever are here on February 14th, come on down. You can get your, I know you won't drink coffee, but you'll be able to go in there and get your wedding vows reviewed and buy an Elvis impersonator.
Seriously.
Yes, sir.
Well, here's another little thing you don't know. I am actually an ordained minister.
You paid the $10?
I paid the $10.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Ladies and gentlemen, you have I've been friends with this man for 10 years. I have celebrated mile after mile. I have celebrated bourbons. I've celebrated podcasting trips, golfing trips. And this week alone, I've learned that he used to sell windows.
Yeah.
And he's an ordained minister.
That's right. So I got that going for me, But maybe one of these days when we're on a ride or something, someone will need a minister to officially officiate at a wedding on a bike ride. And then I could step in legally in most states and marry them. How cool would that be? A cycling man / cycling woman of leisure wedding.
So I told you that I went to 2 weddings this year. Both of them happened to be on Sunday. One, I love teasing my coworker, who I absolutely adore, but her son decided to get married on Sunday, Memorial Day, which I think he needs to be taken behind the shed for that. But I do like the kid, and I really wish him and his wife well, and I love my coworker, but, I mean, Sunday, Memorial Day, come on. But the other wedding I went to was my family in Ohio, and I'll leave all Ohio jokes to the side because the funny part is my cousin is a celebrated doctor. He's an OBGYN and a great guy, and he was the officiant of the wedding. And he did a phenomenal job. Of course, it was his brother getting married, and so he had a lot of personal stories about his brother and all kinds of challenges. They grew up together. And Lauren and I had to leave early because it was Sunday, and I had to work on Monday, and I've been working on the budget, as you know. And I went up to him and I said, Jake, it's great to see you. Listen, if this doctor thing doesn't work out for you, now that you're an ordained minister, I'm sure that'll work out for you. And he said, yeah, I just had to pay $10. I said, you know what I'm thinking? And he said, what's that? And I go, I'm thinking you advertise your services to just one person for $11.
And you make your money. There you go.
You make your money back, and you're $1 ahead, and life goes on. He said, thanks, Adam. I love your entrepreneurial spirit of all time. So.
Well, I'm thinking one of these days on a bike ride, someone will be like, we should get married. And I can just step in and say, well, let's do it. You pick your town and we will just marry you and do it right there. So
I love it.
So if you ever, need a wedding person, I can jump in there and take care of that for you.
If I still had my photography business, we could have banded together.
One-stop shop.
Anyway,
you could start baking cakes too, and we could just do the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I wouldn't mind baking my own cake, but I don't think I'd be a very good baker. So I seem to, when I love to cook. By the way, if none of our community doesn't know this, I actually I almost cook every night. But man, can I make a mess. I bet I use every dish in there, every utensil. I feel like when a kid, like, did you have to use every pair of shorts you have? I mean, when I'm done, I look around going, man. So that's my self-improvement is to see if I could do it with less dishes. But
I can just see you baking cakes for a wedding. Excuse me, Adam, this does not look anything like the pictures on your website.
That's why we got a new website. All right. Let me see here. Let me check my notes. We've got Mr. Franklin Johnson got a hold of us today.
Awesome.
You want to know why he got a hold of us?
I would love to know why you got a hold of us.
He wanted to ask about your new news. Now, if you're listening to the mini pod series, you already know this. But if you don't know, Mr. Sharp, give us an update. What might be something new in your life?
I'm actually going to go back to work. Got a job.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, finally found somebody to offer me a job. So that's good. Well, offer me a job for what I feel my services are worth. Let's put it that way.
$1.380. I love it. Good job.
I'm only getting $1.75, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, listen, I mean, it is Central Time. You're about an hour behind. So
that's right.
All kidding aside, the question on the table is, does this mean we'll be able to go cycling again? I felt as the correct answer to Mr. Franklin was, it's like a pool. You can't jump in the deep end. You probably have to test the waters first. So
it is like a pool. I gotta see how it goes. It's contracting job. So, I don't get vacation, so to speak, at least not paid vacation. But we'll see. I hope to, next year get back into writing and that kind of stuff. But kind of need to see how this gig works out. So we'll know.
Well, we've got a lot of cool stuff on the show, so I'm sure you're excited to get back on the road. But yes, thank you, Mr. Johnson, for reaching out.
Absolutely.
His European trips are going well, and so that's also what we were discussing. So it was wonderful to hear from him. Stephanie and Ron and the team are out at RAGBRAI, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Bragg is out there representing it and RAGBRAI as well. So,
so stop by the big red. They got the big red tent that says Bragg. If you haven't done Bragg, if you have done Bragg, stop by and say hi. If you haven't done Bragg, stop by and talk to one of them, and they'll give you the full scoop about Big Bragg, or they do a spring tune-up. Or if you want to go to Europe and ride your bicycles, they're doing that too. So stop by their big red tent and chat with them a little bit. Say hi. They'll be glad to meet you and talk about all things Bragg.
Love it. Love it. Bragg.org. BRAG.org. All right. So why don't we talk about, I've got a couple of stories here. I got some funny stories. I also want to talk about fan mail before we get to the funny stories. We have fan mail on our webpage. Fan mail also in every podcast episode. It's right at the top of the show description, no matter where you enjoy your podcast. If you do not want to have your voice on the show, no biggie. But if you do, we'd love to hear from you. If you don't, you can actually type in your response and say, hey, guys, I appreciate this. Or like Dennis did, he typed it in. So thank you, Dennis. If you would like to say something and be on the show, we'd love to showcase you. So fan mail, it's every episode. Also, when we get the new webpage out, there'll be a dedicated link right there. You have a 60-second track. You can say like, hey, this is 1F Soto, and I missed you guys. Actually, he did reach out to us recently. That's why I used him. So, or Amir, our good friend Amir. Hey, this is Amir. He always loves to say good morning, no matter what time of the day it is. So we always appreciate that text as well. Absolutely. So, but you'll be able to go to fan mail. You can do that. I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. I have some funny and unusual cycling stories. I've got the banana that ended the ultra race. There was a rider that was leading a 1,400-kilometer unsupported Balkan race when organizers reported followed him and photographed a meeting with a support van. He accepted a Coca-Cola and a banana from his partner, violating the self-sufficient rules that was disqualified approximately 79 kilometers into the finish. So the most expensive banana in cycling history right there, buddy.
Don't take a banana from anyone. That's just my general rule.
In the line of disqualifications, you and I both talked about this, not on the show per se, but during show prep. Disqualified for wearing camera glasses like Meta AI glasses or Oakley, or now Meta has their own brand. Willie Smith was removed from a race in China after wearing glasses capable of recording video. He said he did not realize a recently introduced rule prohibited them. Cycling wants increasingly immersive footage, but apparently not when a rider supplies his own camera. So now I actually own a pair of these Meta AI glasses. I do enjoy them, and actually I like, because I have some hearing issues, what they actually have amplification, and so like even if I'm looking at you, it does increase it. But yes, to be honest, there is a camera in the left-hand corner. Now, interesting story in New York. New York has just banned them in certain public places because people have figured out. Now, on mine, on the right-hand side, if it's taking a picture or recording, there is a white LED light that flashes as you record, or if you take a picture, it flashes once. But just like anything, people have used black duct tape, magnets, or whatever, or they've figured out actually software ways to hack into them and to dismantle, if you will, or just turn off the flashing LED light. And so, of course, people don't realize that they're being videotaped. So I could see why people probably don't want them. They can be very intrusive. But yeah,
I think it's there's a UCI rule for professional cyclists that the only kind of like recording devices that you can have to be attached to your bicycle, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. So you couldn't wear like that. You couldn't wear like some kind of activity camera strapped to your chest or anything like that.
No, I mean, like GoPro or
exactly
action cameras or whatever. The new DJI Osmos are getting a lot of people in trouble as well. Have you seen? I'm sure you have. You've seen this little thing, and it has like a little gyroscope at the top, but it's no bigger than like like 3 nickels together. So, the actual banana bicycle. The Rally Banana professional team once raced a time trial bicycle with a dramatically curved banana-shaped top tube built in 1988. The surviving machine resembles something created by a cartoonist asked to design an aerodynamic racing bicycle. So there you go. You can have a banana bike. So
what's with bananas? We got a lot of banana things here. But I will say, I did grow up in a time when banana seats were huge. Remember that on the old bicycles? Did you ever have a banana seat?
I did. My first bicycle, my father actually... he worked for Midway Airlines back when they had the old paint scheme of blue with red and yellow and orange. And he designed, redid the whole bike and used that. And that bicycle had a banana seat. Yes, sir.
Cool.
So we have the rider who cannot stop getting disqualified. So Jan William Van Schlip accumulated several unusual technical disqualifications. One's concerned a forward-bending seat post. Another involved clothing after cycling authorities prohibited internal jersey pockets that could be stuffed to create an aerodynamic chest shape. And so I thought it was kind of funny that Jan just cannot stop getting disqualified. So,
Jan, always trying to get around the rules.
Cycling 5,000 kilometers to watch the game at a bar.
It's a bit excessive, but okay.
Joe Dick rode from Mexico City to the New York area between the opening and the final whistles of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. He reached his destination, but England had already been eliminated. He and his father also lacked tickets to the final. So they planned to watch it in a bar. The journey raised money for suicide prevention, giving it a comic ending and a meaningful center. So you got to watch that game, after all, and did some good doing it.
I was gonna say if it was just for the pure, it raised money, so that's a good thing. But if it was for, I just did it, it's like, dude, it's called Avis or Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Just do that.
The roadside sugarcane salesman. During a long distance ride through Africa, a cyclist stopped in rural Zimbabwe and jokingly helped to sell sugarcane from his bicycle. His laughing exchange with a local vendor became a cheerful viral moment. And so those are some funny, unusual stories. But
where exactly is Zimbabwe?
Zimbabwe.
Oh, Zimbabwe. Okay.
I
You said Zimbabwe. I was like, I'm not familiar with that country.
It's right next to Zimbabwe.
Well, they do change names frequently over there on the African continent.
Now you got me.
We do have some listeners from Zimbabwe, by the way. Thank you.
Let's see here. I do have a sad story about Fushimi. He was a silver medalist from Japan. He was in a Karen race, and unfortunately, he perished. So I'm sorry to say that he was at least died what he liked doing. 50 years old.
Gold medalist in the Athens Olympics.
Silver.
Okay, in the Athens Olympics, yeah. And the Karen race is where they have like a vehicle that you like draft behind and for a while, and then you get up to speed or whatever behind the vehicle, and then you take off, something like that.
Yes, that's absolutely correct. He was in a Karen race in Japan on July 18th. He won Olympic silver for the team in 2004 Athens Games and was regarded as one of Japan's leading racers.
All right. Well, sorry to hear that. Do you have anything to bring this show up now that you've depressed us? Any more stories about bananas?
Let me see here. Bananas? No. I've got this Oxygen girl made the news like 3 times. Good for her. I'm happy.
I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, that is like really perseverance at its finest. So congratulations to her. But let me just give you a little hint. Next time when we have a story about death, can we mix that in with like the other stories so we don't end with death? I mean, we all end with death, but I mean, on the show.
Sure.
Just a request.
Well, I should have started with this story then. I mean, or some other stories, but here we go. How about this one? Winning a 330-kilometer Icelandic gravel race with a damaged saddle. Maddie Nutt won the Abyss at Iceland's Rift gravel race after coping with a rocking saddle for almost 240 kilometers. The Midnight Start course crossed volcanic plains, exposed ridgelines, rivers, and slopes. But she completed the 330-kilometer event in 17 hours, 8 minutes, despite repeatedly considering quitting due to her saddle. But she persevered. There you go. There is a ending good story, sir.
All right. And you said she did 330 kilometers?
330 kilometers.
That's like 205 miles with a busted saddle.
It's almost like riding across the state of Michigan with no shoes.
Oh, well, who hasn't done that? Come on. Pick me. I've done that. Yeah. Hey, I was just, the good news is the shoes were safe and sound in my vehicle in our buddy Joe's, or maybe it was in front of your house. No, it was our buddy Joe's house. So it was all good. I didn't need those cycling shoes.
No, but I remember telling the story when we got back, and my boss, I like him, and he's a great guy. And he said, "Well, how did it go?" And I said, "Yeah, we were all finished. Nobody got hurt, and or at least not in our group. We did have our friends who did not get to finish due to some medical injuries, but he was okay afterwards, thankfully. But you and I and Joe and Jacob, we got back, and our group was safe. And I remember telling him that. And he said, well, whether you always mention, mechanicals or flats. And I said, no, believe it or not, we crossed the entire state without mechanicals and flats. And he said, so no stories? I said, oh, I didn't say that. I've got a story. And so I remember telling him about that. And we tell the story about how we're looking for, any bike shops and shoes. And we put different, cages, regular pedals with cages on your pedals. And my boss always has this opportunity to look at a coin, like from both sides. And he goes, did it make you feel any worse that your buddy did it without special cycling shoes? And that you did it with him? And did it make you feel like less? And I go, no, it made me feel like it was his fault for leaving his shoes in the car. But it was just the way it was delivered was kind of funny. So I don't know if I've ever.
Just so anybody who doesn't know the story, this was a 1-day ride across Michigan. It was like 145 miles.
45 miles. Yeah.
Tried to find pedals, tried to find, shoes, couldn't. So I wound up just doing it on a regular pair of flat pedals and a pair of feeless. So.
But you did it.
I did do it. Yeah. I mean, I probably wasn't pedaling as effectively as I could, but we overcame. So not a big deal.
Buddy, I have exhausted all of my stories. I've exhausted everything I had. I'm so excited to do a regular full episode. I know you have Listener Spotlight, but before we do that, I just wanted to give you a chance. Do you have anything else?
I don't. No. I just wanted to thank our community. I wanted to give a big shout out to all the RAGBRAI people. I know earlier in the week, couple of them got together as a little, get together at the beginning of the ride. So that was cool. But, I really hope they're having a good time and they remain the rest of the ride safe. And it looks like the weather's going to be really nice. So thanks to our community who has supported our mini podcast and is out there on the roads of Iowa.
Perfect. Well, in that case, I know people are enjoying the new tune. Let me give it to you.
You're clipped in and you're dialed in. You ride along with us every spin. Side to side. It's your moment now. Listener Spotlight, take a bow.
All right. The clues for this episode's Listener Spotlight are as follows. This city was settled in the 1880s. It was originally named for a mine. It was once, if you are looking for a home, you might want to look to the trees. And the government likes this community's trout stream. There you go.
Ooh. The government likes. I mean, the first thing you say is trout stream.
Government likes this community's trout stream.
It's not St. Louis.
No, not a lot of trout streams in St. Louis. If you're looking for a home, you might want to look to the trees. It was originally named for a mine. It was settled in the 1880s. I'll even say that at one time it was a booming mining town.
Everything is screaming Alaska, but we'll leave it at that. So I will tell you, when designing the webpage, I was using some of the AI tools that we have. And at the bottom, it says, Adam guesses St. Louis every time. He'll keep doing it until it's St. Louis. So I thought that was made me very, very, made me laugh. So I don't think there's a lot of trout in St. Louis. I mean, I've been to the Riverboat casinos there. Used to be a McDonald's there, but no trout.
They're not pulling a lot of trout out of the Mississippi River. So as far as I know.
Marked safe from being St. Louis. But, buddy, always great to be with you. I'm glad to have done a regular show again. Thank you to our community. We're growing strong. Here on the big board, you'll see that our Instagram is growing. The last time our regular listeners were with us, it was about 260 some. So we're up there. Right here, 1,376 Facebook wonderful people. So if you want to watch those numbers increase, just follow us there. So
one more thing. One more. I forgot.
What?
Hands up. I forgot. We have officially now obtained what I thought was the most unobtainable goal. We have been listened to in all 50 states. Someone actually listened to us in Wyoming, the place where no one for years has listened to podcast. We actually got a listen or two. Now, I have to caveat that by saying it was someone that we knew who was passing through headed to RAGBRAI, but that's not the point. The point is we got somebody to listen in Wyoming. Thank you.
I can even
got all 50 states blacked out on the map.
You want to know how I'm a really transparent person? Keith and I were texting back and forth, and he said, "Did Wyoming show up yet? I just downloaded 2 episodes in Wyoming." And I said, "Unfortunately, no, but I don't want to mention where he lives, but his hometown came in." And he said, "Oh, man, it must have pulled from the driveway." He's like, "What if I delete them and re-download them?" I said, "Well, let's try it." And I was mowing the lawn, and he's traveling down the road. I came in, and sure enough, Cheyenne, Wyoming came up, and I was like, "Oh, my gosh." But you know what we also missed? If you stayed this long, if you stayed in the episode for 51 minutes, thank you. We also have passed 100,000 downloads. If you are listening to the mini-series, I apologize. That's a repeat for you. If you are not listening to the mini-series, that is correct. We have surpassed something that I didn't think would happen 100,000 times. Now, Lois Baranski, Adam Baranski, my mom is bless her heart. Barbara Sharp, bless her heart. But there's enough on the board that tells me that's even more than our family.
Well, it's not just 100,000. We are at over 112,000 at this point.
Lois Baranski's probably like 5,000 because she's my biggest fan.
Barb Sharp on there, but still, we're not at the 100,000 mark. We are actually over the 100,000 mark, and that is only on the non-visual part. When you have the visual in there, it goes up considerably more. So, thank you, everybody.
I love it. Thank you. Well, without further ado, let me hope that this here works for you, sir. Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Thank you for riding along with Road Adventures of Cycling Men of Leisure. However you travel, find the leisure your way. See you next time.
And remember, it's a great day for a bike ride.